What's going on? My name is Cole Connor. Today we're going to talk all about luxury real estate, Twilight photography, and I'm going to give you a free preset of how I edit my Twilight photos in Lightroom, so you can edit your Twilight photos better. Let's get into it. What's going on? My name is Cole Connor. I'm an artist and entrepreneur, and I was put here to do two things: create and inspire. Thanks for being here. Let's get into it. So what is Twilight photography and why do you do it in real estate? Well, 3 reasons. Twilight photography is warm. It makes you feel like you're cozy. You're looking at your house at night. You're cuddling up by a fire. The moon shining on you. There's a beautiful sunset. Honestly, it just feels good when you look at it. Because not everyone in the real estate market is using Twilight photography to market their listings, it also just stands out to see that beautiful sunset sky, the yellow lights coming off of the house in a perfectly well lit Twilight shot. There's just some magic about it, I can't lie. And as a real estate photographer, it is a great add-on service to make additional money when you're shooting a home, because you shoot daylight, you shoot Twilight, you can add Twilight video, drone Twilight, you can add nighttime shoots, which is a little different, but it all adds to the bottom line. All right, so let's go to the property and show you how I do it. Now I'm just waiting for Twilight. I'm going to take a seat over here. The fire's not on, but just gonna relax. It feels amazing outside. Wait for that sun to come down. All right, so it's getting close to time of when I'm gonna take photos. The main thing I'm gonna look for is, so of course you want the sun to be down a certain amount, but there's really not a huge window of when it looks the best, because you don't want the sky to be dark. You want it to be that sometimes pinkish yellowish color. You want all the lights to be on around the house, these outside lights here. Sometimes those don't come on till a certain time. This house, they happen to be on, which is awesome, but sometimes I notice that they come on like right at the last second, which sucks. I'll take my outside shots of glass, and then sometimes I check out the inside just to see if there's any good views of the sky, and I'll take those like right at sunset. So if sunset today is at 5:56, I'll take some photos of the inside right at around 5:56, and then usually 5 to 10, sometimes 15, not usually, minutes after, I'll take photos of the front and the back. Let's do it. All right, so I just double checked all the rooms. This house doesn't have any good views of the sky from inside, especially at night. But what it does have is this balcony, which will be beautiful. So in about 5 minutes, I'm gonna take photos of the balcony. Oh, and there's this huge rooftop deck. Unfortunately, it's not our beautiful sky, but we're gonna make it one. So this is why I can never give you like an exact answer of when is the best time, because you see the clouds over there. It's kind of a cloudy day in Los Angeles. So I'm considering shooting about 5 minutes before sunset. Because there's this huge hill here. You can't even really see the sun over here, but you are getting some of this yellow coming over the mountain. So usually I do sky replace, but sometimes you just want to see what the sky is going to turn out like, because you never know. So yeah, I think I'm going to start shooting these balconies now, which is about 4 minutes before sunset. All right, we are right at sunset right now, and you can see that the house is lit up pretty awesome. And yeah, so I think it's the right time. Let's do it. Look at that. Like 5 minutes after sunset. This is probably the one. And that's a wrap. All right, here we go. We are in the edit now. Wow, it is crazy the difference. Okay, so here's the first photo we're gonna look at. So I'm just gonna show you how I edit, how I use these 2 Twilight presets, which you can download for free in the description below. And yeah, let's make these things pretty. Okay, so, all right, first one I'm gonna put on here is this Twilight 1. So I pretty much just did a little bit of like auto straightening, added some exposure, some contrast. I went a little pink and a little yellow because I'm gonna change the sky to this pinkish sky. Up the shadows, the whites, didn't do any brushing. I upped the saturation a lot because I really want these oranges, this green, and the sky to be super colorful. And added a little bit of sharpening, nothing crazy. Of course, the lens correction. You got the auto here. And let me just make sure. Yeah, we'll keep that. It's not perfectly shot vertical. I did point up a little bit because the house was so big. But yeah, from this part on, which I've shown y'all how to do a sky replacement in Lightroom. You can check out that video here if you don't know how. I go edit in Photoshop, I change the sky, and then I come over here, and this is the new photo with the sky changed. And then here we go. Here's where the magic happens. I go to Twilight 2. Bada boom, bada bing. So what this did was I straightened it out even more. The yellows are popping. The sky looks beautiful. The green is popping. I didn't do anything too crazy, but I mostly changed the temperature, up the vibration, the saturation a little bit, played with the presence. A couple things here. Like I said, nothing too crazy. You could, you know, up the oranges even more, but I don't think that's necessary. This is a pretty solid shot. I feel good about this. And this is no brushing or anything. You obviously could go in and brush, and we are going to on some of these other ones. All right, picture 2. So this is the shot with just the Twilight number 1. I may have, you know, adjusted a little bit to make sure it's all bright or whatever. I may have adjusted a little bit just for this particular picture, but here's what we ended up with. Bada boom, bada bing. Beautiful. So I replaced the sky. Same concept. May have made some couple minor adjustments. But for this one, I thought that this bottom area, and this is a rough brush, so don't judge me too hard, but this bottom area here, it was just really blue. So I wanted to give it like this more yellow, pinkish haze, like the sun is setting and shining on it a little bit. So I cut up the pinks and I cut up the yellows for that one. Yeah, so I cut up the yellows and I cut up the pinks for the sidewalk area on the temperature and the tint. But yeah, same concept here. I straightened it out a little bit. Boom. And this is a very similar image and similar thing here. Here's the first image with Twilight 1. Then, which on Twilight 1, I could have gone ahead and like up the pinks and the yellows some more, but you don't really have to because you're going to be, you know, editing it anyways. I wouldn't go that low. Let's just leave it like right there. Then you replace the sky. And this is kind of what you're going to be looking at here. Beautiful. Same concept. I went in and added a brush here, and on that brush, I cut up the temperature to the yellow. I made the temperature more yellow. I made the tint more pink, and I felt like this looked really solid. If I wanted to get detailed, you can see some of the clouds. This could have been the blend in Photoshop wasn't perfect, so it's kind of like meshing here a little bit. So in Photoshop, you know, you can spend more time and make sure that doesn't happen, or, you know, kind of paint over it or brush over it to change it to look more like over here. But for this, we're not going to go that detailed. And the last shot, which is the backyard, this is what we're looking at here, straight on shot with Twilight 1, and then changing the sky. Boom. Just let it load up all the way. And yeah, that's what we got for this shot here. I could go in and edit some of this. I don't even know what that is. Can't tell if this is a smudge or what. But there's something kind of messing up right there. But overall, everything looks really good. I did go back in with a brush. Same concept. Same concept. I went back in with a brush. And with the brush, I did the temperature up, the tint up, because this area right here just looked really blue. You can see the difference. There's that versus, boom, giving it that warmth. Out of all these, I think this one, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. I wish that, I mean, I could crop this a little bit. Maybe this would be my favorite. Crop that other house out of it. Yeah, I think this one might be
might be the one. I would probably crop it to here, to here. Yeah, I like that a lot. So if I were to send this as a final image, I would touch that up, but this is probably my favorite. All right, that's it. That's how you edit luxury Twilight photos in Lightroom and Photoshop. Don't forget, you can download the free preset for my Twilight 1 and Twilight 2. Hopefully that helps you. Obviously, make your adjustments per photo. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. A lot more is on the way. I appreciate y'all. Peace.
Back with a vengeance. No cap, homie, that's what revenge is. I'm a cool cat, but I'm stuck in a race with a motherfucking rat in a pension. Fucking at or a mention. Me and Fat Rag, you be back in the kitchen.
Young soda, master splinter, mathematicians back in position.